Hi, I'm Kyle Fisher. Do I think we achieved true dialogue? Why or why not? I attended a dialogue on peer pressure, and I believe there was about 35 of us, and I believe that we achieved true dialogue. The reason I believe we achieved true dialogue is because everybody gave their inputs, everybody felt free to give their opinions, and didn't feel pressured into what others might think of what they would say. Everybody didn't think that there might be judgmental people in the room. Everybody was just open with each other. And overall, I believe that we achieved true dialogue. We kept conversations going. We attacked different points and did so without looking towards our leader to help us keep the conversation going. Um, Overall, though, I believe that we achieved true dialogue. There are many active voices in the room. There's one kid I remember in particular. His name was Big Daddy. That's his nickname, I guess. Of course, his friends were with him, but he spoke freely of what he thought. And also, there was plenty of girls in there that spoke about peer pressure and what they think is peer pressure. And certain people inputted with certain examples of peer pressure and how it has affected themselves, and as well as others that they know. Um, for the majority, though, there was a lot of reserved voices at times. People had to be called on just to ask or see what they believed, say what they believed, and for them to share their opinions. Also, the role that I think that I played, I think that I wasn't a reserved voice, but I wasn't as active as I could have been. I was in between. You didn't have to call on me for me to speak, but I didn't speak on each point. I didn't speak on every one of them. I spoke on about two or three of them. But it wasn't that I was shy or anything like that. It was just that I just sat back and listened to see what other people thought. Um, Overall, though, I think it's sat in between the active and reserved voices. Why do I think this is a part of Library 100? Big reason I think it is part of Library 100 because it's essential that we all get to get used to and feel comfortable with talking with people that we might not know and talking in groups and sharing our opinions. I've been here since the summer, and I know that since the summer started and throughout the beginning of the fall, that I've taken classes that required us to have feedback and required us to answer questions, and you had to do so willingly and not have to worry about what other people think. You just have to share your beliefs and express what you actually believe in. Not really worry about getting judged. That's the biggest difference in college between high school and now is people in high school cared about what others might think of them and stuff, and it wasn't as mature. And I feel like people have matured more since we've been here at college and feel more comfortable saying what they believe in and just ultimately expressing their opinions. I believe it is a very useful tool in the college experience to take a student dialogue course or an activity, I guess you would call it. For one, it's basically is I guess that not knowing everybody and coming into something, you might not feel comfortable saying what you believe in, I guess. But I feel like it kind of helps even more this because, like, hey, I'll never see these people most likely again. I mean, don't really have to worry about 2 hours from now, like what they're gonna think of me. I really don't care less. Really could care less at least. But you walk in there with that, and like your attitude kind of changes. You walk in there and you meet people, you meet potential friends. I guess I met a few kids that are real nice. You share common interests with them and stuff, and it's fun because we walked in there and did a game, and what our instructor had us do was play. It's called a game called Connection, I guess. And we all walked in, and he said, "Well, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start off by saying something that I enjoyed doing, and then if you liked what he enjoyed doing or felt like you were affiliated with it, then you would go and link arms with him, and then you would say one of the things that you like a lot." And so, for instance, it had our whole class involved, and we all linked arms and stuff. And so it's kind of icebreaker. You kind of get to know your classmate or people, your peers that you'll be speaking with, and it was a good thing to start off. It was a good way to start off the activity. But overall, I think that you just have to have people skills in the university, and you have to be able to say what you believe in, or otherwise your voice might not ever be heard if you just hold it to yourself the whole time. It's nice to listen though sometimes, but also you have to be able to feel like what is on your mind and stuff, that you can share it with others and not worry about what they might think of you. But overall, I thought the new student dialogue went well. I thought it was a good activity for us, and overall it went great.